for challenge. Hi, I'm Cathlyn Choi, a Korean chef now living in beautiful California. I travel in search of other chefs to challenge them in creating some of my favorite Korean recipes for the first time after I taste their signature dishes. My basket is packed with my magic 5 Korean ingredients, and I'm off to find my next challenger on this episode of Cathlyn's Korean Food Challenge. 안녕하세요. Hello and welcome to Cathlyn's Korean Food Challenge. Today's recipe is Gujeolpan, which goes back to the early Joseon dynasty in the 14th century. Today, it's served primarily as an appetizer dish. Gujeolpan is an elaborate Korean dish consisting of 9 different ingredients arranged on a special wooden plate with 9 compartments. The foods are separated by color and ingredients and comprise various seasoned vegetables like namu, mushrooms, meats, or seafood. In the center of the tray is a stack of small and circular thin flat cakes made from wheat flour. There are 2 kinds of gujeolpan. One's prepared with cooked ingredients and the other one with dried ingredients. The key to this dish is to julienne 7 different colored vegetables with a kind of meat or seafood. I'm going to use lean white chicken breast meat. It's a relatively easy dish to make, but it does require some time to prepare. First, we need to marinate the hydrated shiitake mushrooms by adding 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of sesame oil, and a pinch of garlic powder. Mix it all together. I'll start off by slicing a carrot. Remember, the key is to julienne all the vegetables. Next, I'm going to cut up about half a red bell pepper. I'm using the green part of the cucumber for the color. Make sure you wash it well and get rid of the wax. I'm slicing half a brown onion. For the egg crepes, we need to separate the egg whites and the egg yolks in 2 different bowls. Whip up the egg whites and then the egg yolk. Always cut the vegetables first and the meats last on the cutting board. I'm going to butterfly this piece of chicken breast and use 1/2 of it, then slice it in thin strips. To make the wraps, mix a cup of all-purpose flour with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and water. You want the batter to be a little on the watery side to make really thin pancakes. First, preheat the frying pan and drizzle some olive oil in it. Make sure you saute the vegetables in really high heat, really quickly, starting with the onions. They're the lightest in color. Sprinkle some salt. So it's done, a little brown on the outside. They're not overcooked, so move it over here to a plate. Next, saute the julienned cucumber. Very, very slightly. Don't want to overcook vegetables. Again, just a dash of salt. Alright, I think it's done. Remove it. Next, the carrots. Over. Drizzle a little bit more olive oil and saute the red bell peppers. So I believe the bell peppers are done. move it over. So per vegetable, I think it's taken about a minute to saute. We'll saute the pre-marinated shiitake mushrooms. All I've added was some soy sauce and sesame, retaining the brown color of the mushroom. Such a great flavor in the mushrooms. You can use any kind of mushroom you want for your dish. In my case, it's one of my favorites, shiitake. Alright, mushrooms are done. Move it over. The chicken strips are really thin, cooked really fast, and brown on the outside. Just going to sprinkle some salt over it and a little bit of garlic powder. For a little added flavor. So you can see the chicken strips are brown on the outside. You can also retain the white color of the chicken breast by boiling the meat and seasoning it with salt. So move it over here. For sauteing and pan frying the chicken, it gives a little bit more flavor. So I like that. Finally, I'm going to make the egg crepes by pan frying the egg whites and the egg yolk in a separate non-stick pan. Looks like it's all cooked. You can see it from the surface. And there you go. It's coming right off the pan. So we'll move this over. And the egg yolk. It'll take a little bit longer than the egg whites. I think it's time to flip it. There you go. Spoon some batter and slowly just move it around, circular motion. So since it's non-stick, just flip it over. It comes like this. Just put the plate here, and this crepe's gonna roll it. And also julienne. It's a little thicker. I'm going to make soy mustard dipping sauce. Here's a 1/4 cup of soy sauce and a little bit of sesame oil, about a tablespoon, and the white grape vinegar, about a tablespoon, and some brown sugar, about a tablespoon. And lastly, this is the mustard sauce. It's a little spicy. So here's your soy mustard dipping sauce for the Gujeolpan. For today's Korean food challenge, I'm going to visit Chef Ryan Carson at the Anqi Bistro by Crustacean, a Vietnamese fusion restaurant located at the South Coast Plaza in Costa Mesa. The 11,000 square foot eatery, tucked inside the Bloomingdale's at the South Coast Plaza Shopping Center, features a beautiful ultra-modern setting.
Hi Cathlyn, welcome to Anqi. How are you?
Hi, good to see you.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I'm here with Chef Ryan Carson at the Anqi Bistro, and they're very famous for the garlic noodle dish, right?
Absolutely.
Amongst many
Amongst
others.
many other things. So since we knew you were coming today and we knew how much you appreciate Korean ingredients, we've made a Korean-inspired molecular gastronomy dish. So what we've done is curd butter pork belly with freeze-dried banana, kimchi consomme, and shrimp noodles.
Wow. Oh my favorite ingredients.
Yes,
Can't wait
absolutely.
to try it.
We knew.
Okay, I'll be waiting here.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna take our quarter butter pork belly cube. What we've done is overnight we've brined it, and then we've roasted it and then compressed it into a little size of a cube. So it's a little play on salt and pepper pork. So we're gonna start off by searing it. Low heat. While that's going, I'm going to show you how to make the shrimp noodles. So what we've done here, we've taken shrimp, U15, any kind of shrimp you prefer. We've then pureed it in a Roboku, and we've added a protein called Activa, or transglutamate. What it does, it binds together the molecules and the proteins. So what you do is when you put it in a syringe and you put it at a set temperature, it sets them and acting as noodles because of the shape of the syringe here. So we're going to shoot it straight directly into a controlled water bath. We're going to create noodles. Okay, so here we have a finished product of shrimp noodles. So what it's done, it's pure shrimp in the shape of a noodle. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat that up. We're going to heat this up in a kimchi consomme. Just going to warm it up a little bit in there. Now what we've done to make the kimchi consomme, we've taken house-made kimchi and we've pureed it up and run it through a coffee mill. A coffee filter. So what it does, it gives you the pure essence of the kimchi flavor without the bulkiness of the cabbage. So you have all the flavors of cabbage, you have all the flavor of the Korean spices and everything, just without the bulkiness. So you get kind of create a little bit of a soup. So here what we're going to do after we cook the pork belly, we're going to add this is a banana salt and pepper. So what we've done is we've taken bananas, we put them in liquid nitrogen to dry them out, and then we crush them and we run them through with a salt and pepper mix. So it's our play on salt and pepper pork. So we're going to take this out, right up into the banana mix, we will. Make sure it's evenly coated. Just going to pick them straight up and straight down in a little bowl. I'm going to add our kimchi consomme, kind of like a broth over the top of the noodles. Take our pork belly right over the top of that. What I've done is I made a banana milkshake, essentially, and then we've added an organic extraction it's a hydrocolloid. It manipulates the texture of it. So we've turned it into almost a gel, if you will. So consider this a banana milkshake in a gel form. So we're gonna put a little bit of banana milkshake gel down, just off to the side, like so. So here what we have is a peanut butter powder. Basically, we've taken peanut butter and we've added a modified food starch called tapioca maltodextrin. And what it does, it expands the molecules and enabling the peanut butter to become into a powder form. So it's in a dry form right now, but when it goes into your mouth, it reconstitutes and creating peanut butter and just in a different form. So here we made a carbonated yuzu jelly. So what we've done is we've taken yuzu juice, which is a Japanese lemon lime hybrid. What we've done is we've added a little bit of gelatin to it, let it set, and then we put it into a pressurized can where we add nitrous oxide to it. And what happens is it replaces the oxygen molecules on the inside with nitrogen oxide molecules. So what we'll just kind of release some of the pressure. It's very dangerous. Don't try this at home, okay? So what you're going to end up with is carbonated yuzu jellies. So we're just going to put that right there off to the side.
That was pretty quick. My gosh, that looks so pretty.
We make magic in the kitchen. Technology.
Exactly. And what's this over here?
So this is a peanut butter powder.
Mm-hmm.
We take peanut butter and we use a tapioca maltodextrin, which is a modified food starch. What it does, it expands the molecules together so that we can create it into a powder form. But it will reconstitute back in your mouth.
Okay, so is there a special way of eating this, or should I?
So you just cut it right in half, and then the consomme you can eat here with the spoon that we provided.
All right. Well,
So when you get it all together.
Only about a couple minutes to make this, right?
Right, absolutely.
And then dip it here. Oh, there you go. I love the powder. And peanut butter?
Peanut butter powder. Kimchi, banana, can't go wrong with all that.
Wow. That's everything exploding in my mouth. That's not very subtle, the peanut butter powder. but then I can taste that banana flavor. A little bit hint of kimchi, not too much.
To try a little more of the consomme.
But yes, I think I have to get the broth with it too.
We sell it by the gallons here, so.
There you go. And then
A bit of kimchi. It's Korean inspired enough.
you put lemon or something. There's something tangy.
Yuzu. It's an aerated yuzu jelly it is as well. My favorite of citrus.
It's
We
really
use it quite
awesome,
often.
yes.
We actually make a yuzu lemonade every day for our special.
I'll never tell this is from shrimp. Shrimp. Wow, this is purely shrimp or?
Purely shrimp?
Very good, delicious. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful experience. Can I have more? Next time I'll come sample all of the other dishes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, are you ready for the Korean challenge?
I am.
Okay.
Should I be afraid?
Nah, I think if you're doing this, you'll be
It
up
should
for
be
any
fine.
challenge.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
So I need to blindfold you first.
Okay.
Going over. Are you blindfolded now?
Familiar feeling.
You want to mess up your hair?
Right?
There you go. Because I wanted you to taste all the ingredients in there. What do you think?
Very good.
And
Mustard.
mustard.
Protein is chicken.
Uh-huh.
What kind of a vegetable in there? Cucumber?
Cucumber. A lot of vegetables in there, actually.
Bell pepper?
Great. Okay. So you get an idea.
Absolutely.
All right. So, chef, why don't we head to your kitchen and you want to take on the challenge over there?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Here's the ingredient basket. Take a look.
Okay. Let's see what we have.
You're ready, huh?
I'm ready.
You're familiar with everything.
Onions, eggs, bell peppers, carrots, cucumber, dried shiitakes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. You know, you're familiar with it. Yeah.
Flour. What's this? Ooh, that's spicy. That's mustard.
Mustard powder. Yeah. And chicken breast.
Chicken breast.
All right.
I think I can do something.
And the key is you have to use all these ingredients, but you can also use any of the other spices or ingredients you want to use.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, let's get it rolling.
Okay.
Well, I think Chef Ryan has got the right idea. He's slicing up the vegetables nice and even.
So I'm gonna brown the butter. I'm gonna make a brown butter scallion pancake.
That's a different way of cutting up the bell pepper. He's putting the julienne cucumber in a plastic bag. And the carrots in another. I wonder if he's going to vacuum seal them.
Rice wine vinegar pickling liquid. It's a general pickling liquid. We use rice wine, vinegar, sugar, water, and salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these julienne carrots and cucumbers, and I'm going to do a quick pickle. Generally, you would do a pickle. It's going to take about a day or two to actually get the flavor enhanced in there. But what we're going to do is we're going to compress it, taking out all the air and forcing all the flavor into the cucumbers and carrots. So you have a quick pickle is what we call it. This is going to be a traditional Japanese style salad dressing. I make it with carrots, onions, cilantro, a little bit of scallion, and believe it or not, ketchup.
Looks like he's making some kind of dipping sauce or salad dressing. It'd be interesting to add some gochujang sauce into the mix.
A little bit of ginger, a little bit of garlic. I puree it up and make a dressing for the quick pickled vegetable just to enhance the flavor a little bit more. So here you have, they actually call this a mud vinaigrette. Basically, it's 100% vegetables and a little bit of ketchup and rice wine vinegar, so it gives you a vegetarian vinaigrette. Facing away, to season with a little bit of salt and pepper. Get a nice golden crust on that first to start. And then after, we're going to glaze with a little bit of Mongolian barbecue sauce. A little bit thicker than a general crepe batter. What we're going to do is add a little bit of fat, brown butter. So we've taken brown butter and brought it to the caramelization point. Just going to add that in there. That's going to give you a nutty flavor to the scallion crepe.
He's spraying the pan with some vegetable oil for the crepes.
A little bit of crepe batter. We're right in the pan.
That's very similar to a Korean scallion omelet.
A little bit of butter for a little more flavor. Do a French technique called basting. So here, this is our house barbecue sauce, a Mongolian barbecue. Go ahead and baste that and all the flavors on there. So we're gonna take a little ginger, a little bit of garlic, dried shiitake mushrooms, pop them right in there.
It will definitely bring out the wonderful earthy flavor from the shiitake mushrooms. From the looks of it, he sure has his way with the wok.
It is a little vegetarian vinaigrette.
Now Chef Ryan is trimming the sides of the crepe. He's adding some wok sauteed mushrooms and vegetarian vinaigrette pickles. Looks like he's ready to plate the food now.
Balanced.
He's slicing up the Mongolian barbecue chicken. The meat looks very juicy and tender. That looks really scrumptious. And he tops it with a foamy mustard air.
There you go.
Wow!
I hope this is up to your standard.
My goodness, pretty!
So here we have a Mongolian barbecue chicken with a Chinese mustard air.
Mustard air.
A brown butter scallion crepe with a quick pickle vegetable of cucumber and carrots, and then wok shiitake mushrooms.
Oh, this.
This is your air.
Yeah, oh! You have to wait for a little bit because in the beginning I couldn't taste anything, and then it starts.
Yeah,
to,
that's because it goes from different.
Exactly. And this is a sauce.
This is a Mongolian barbecue sauce.
Mongolian barbecue.
Yes.
A little bit of mustard. I love the pickles.
Good.
Yes.
You get a little bit of brown butter in the scallion crepe. It's a little bit different take of a crepe that we do here. We actually do something along the lines of that with a Peking duck.
I love how we prepared the egg crepes so thin like this, and it just melts in your mouth. The pickles, they go very well together. All this is delicious. You did a wonderful job, Chef, and it was very educational.
Thank you very much.
About the molecular gastronomy,
Yes.
yeah, cuisine. And this is actually the real Gujeolpan dish. And sauteed all the different vegetables. The key is having all these different colored vegetables in there, and
Absolutely.
mostly julienne and sauteed. Now you can also use seafood, like shrimp is very popular.
Right.
This bell pepper, oh, I already have that in there, and carrot. And this is the sauteed cucumber. Mainly it's for the color, you know, and the sauce. And then a little egg in there. Put a little sauce in there, and then you eat it.
Little mini.
Mini burrito, Korean burrito, like you said. Yeah, that's the way to eat it. Just put everything in there. Do you like it?
It's very good.
Cool, thank you
Very,
so
very
much.
good.
You see, in Korean cuisine, all the food is well balanced with 5 colors. We have cold ingredients and the hot ingredients.
I see.
And also the variety of vegetables that we use up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the balance of yin and yang is good for you,
Right,
when
yeah.
you consume it. Well, I guess we ran out of time.
Unfortunate.
Yes, unfortunate. But I enjoyed so much watching you cook and tasting your wonderful dishes.
Likewise. Thank you very much for coming in.
It's my pleasure. And so until next time, remember, life's delicious, so taste it. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to join me on my next Korean food challenge.